Hello everyone, this is Michi Hoyer from Avid Chronic Racing, and today we're gonna have another race in that Formula Renault 2.0 around historical Silverstone, and the track is going to be loading. Game has already joined up the session, so we're gonna do one or two tiny little setup tweaks, and yeah, then we go. Doing some proper racing there. Yes, something is still wrong here. Quickly need to fix that. Sorry for that inconvenience. It's a little bit of a fast join today, but we're fine. So anyway guys, thank you very much for already being here again. As we're already into that practice session, so we're gonna have a quick look at the garage and probably change the one or other thing, because I really felt I could have a tiny bit more see, there you go, that probably is a lot better. Since yesterday I felt, or the day before yesterday, I felt like there could have been more turning moment into the car. And I also felt that I had considerably bad top speed compared to the other guys. So I felt like being a little bit of a sitting duck in the other races, behind other guys. So that's why I now took down the wings a bit, and therefore not only increased the possibility of getting the car into a better turn, which means I put the aerodynamical balance way much more to the front. And now I'm also trying out on track limits here, because yesterday I saw people running considerably wide, and I see this is no off track here, so that's why I can easily run wide at that point and carry on with the speed. That probably was a little bit of a downside the day before yesterday and kept me from going quicker. As in this car, it's really important to carry the speed throughout the corners. So it's not too important to be fast on the entry, it's more important to be really quick on the exit. Well, that looks good to me. Front brake bias needs to be a little fixing. Also need to see whether I'm too hard on the steering inputs. Need to check kind of a lot of things currently. So a quick testing session before getting real into qualifying sessions. So this time no worries about me going a bit wide at some occasions. It's probably totally fine. The lap time looks good. Yesterday we had some 136 as well, I think. So There's a decent run through Cobb's Corner as well. So things look good. And I really hope I somewhat increase the performance of my setup here a bit. Even despite it's just a minor change, but something minor changes really have a big output. As it's more important to really carry the speed through the corners, nevertheless a little spin, that is kinda okay. Could you please... oh, there you go. Have a quick look into options as well. That should be a little lower, I think. Give me a lot more confidence. And then other than that, I think I am somewhat fine. Could go a click lower with a front right height a bit, but I think that's about it then. So we have just another minute left before we go in our race session. So just a quick look from car balance. Can be done right now and can be done in the other session then as well. Most importantly, we're not allowed to really grind out there. Bottom out in any way. But a bit more aerodynamical balance in the front should help us going quicker around corners still. But since now temperatures are cold of the tires, probably it's not too much of an effect to see. This is no off track at all. It's really interesting. So I completely stop it quickly. No, David, not really, because I haven't done any practice first, and secondly, I'm not in that confidence to really do a 24 hours on iRacing. Which also has to do with the fact that I'm not too good on this sim really, or like I have to be honest. I'm finding myself having a hard time getting used to the sim, getting the sort of driving style you need to have in order to make things work on the cars, on the tracks, on everything basically. So yeah. Takes me still quite a bit of time, as I quickly try to get out with 2 minutes remaining in that session to get more comfortability with the car, with the new setup changes I did. So what I did basically is push the balance much more to the front, so there should be less understeer right now compared to the races yesterday, where I was, or the day before yesterday, where I was kinda mourning a bit. I mean, in the other session back then, it's on my channel. You can rewatch it surely, and then you will see that my engineer and me just started on working with that car out of nowhere. So we didn't really have any setup from before. I mean, yes, we had a set from before, but that was just not really usable because it did not work at all here around here. So we basically started working from scratch, and as we felt a little bit safe with it, we just went into a race session and see what the set was like for racing, where we then found out that we We're running a little bit too high on downforce probably, so compromising top speed a bit too much. Oops. And we're also running a bit too low on the aerodynamical balance towards the front. So that's why we changed that right now. And I'm gonna have no clue if this made things better now or worse. But tending to know what I do, I hope things are going to be great. At least the time delta is looking towards the all-time lap time, and that is session already off again. So I mean, let's simply try it. To be honest, it can only go wrong. I have to clean up my nose again. Still getting rid of my illness entirely there, so I'm sorry about that. So, but David, since you asked, I think you're going to run in that 24 hour of Daytona, don't you? Hope you are going to prepare, or will be prepared really well. So, as qualifying is on, we will definitely have a look into getting a decent result. I'm looking for guys I might have seen racing in the past with me. Not really seeing anyone, but you never know. So we go out qualifying and try to put in 2 decent laps. And if you guys got any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask. Definitely looking forward to answering questions. Why no way there, David? There's always be a goal at racing there. I mean, yeah, I should have had that goal as well. I'm sure about that, but I have to say that this Daytona track layout from 24 hours, or in general, doesn't really suit me. Like, there's that fast chicane and there is that turn 1, which feels to me like being a bit some sort of lottery. Or luck, whether you get through that safely all the time, and that's just a little bit luck too often. Like, if you race a 24-hour race on the North Slope, you're gonna hit some point of the circuit every 8.5 minutes, whereas in another race it's every 2 minutes or something. So if you go slower there just for safety reasons by 1 second, you'll lose it 4 times more often than on the North Slope. Not saying that going slow there at all is any good anyway. But talking about good, here comes the first time lap starting right now. So we're gonna focus a bit. Could have been a bit quicker through cops. Good run there on Hanger Straight, and I think I could do a 36 point something, so that would get us more towards the front in the end. A bit too bad on carrying the speed through those corners. And even more bad on the exit there. So probably you lose too much time anyway by going wide there. Hey Mr. Clean, thanks for joining me here. So we definitely need to improve. Could have been a bit better there. Nevertheless, sitting in P9 currently, we can improve. Just need to nail that corner a lot better than last time around. There you go. I'm just driving too safely in order to not go wide somewhere and throw it away completely. And that is annoying myself quite a bit too. Because that means we stick within that 9th place or wherever we sit, despite the fact we could have done a lot better. But race is long, so we have a quick look. It's still 9th position there. Looking at the optimal, we could have scored a 36.6 still, so could have been a lot better, especially with guys in the front running even faster. And let's see what's more effective to run here. As I'm gonna probably do some last minute setup changes. Or it's basically better to stick with what you got currently. Since you don't want to change too many things anyway. Hey Brendan. Yeah, I'm finally more or less completely fine again. So there's some little racing coming up. I'm looking forward to that. When was this off-track thing? Probably wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't free practice session. So it's P10 in the end, with somewhat potential to improve still. Anyway, putting in the fuel, 17.5 liters. For being ready to race, and thank you very much for joining me in here, and I hope I can get you some great racing in again, and hope myself to be just in a reasonable good result. And have a somewhat clean race here. And yeah, I mean, I think we're racing in that top split again. I think there were 2 splits. With some 40 guys being registered. And yeah, Mr. Clean, you're completely right. I'm right into that danger zone. But anyway, it is what it is. We start on the outside, which is probably not the best way or the best position for being in the race start here. Nevertheless, we try to maximize our odds and try to get in a good and clean start. That's what I'm really looking for. And maybe, yeah, I mean, you have to see on the way towards turn 1 what you're able to do. So you put it into relative, wait until the time's up. And despite sitting here on the danger zone, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with a new camera position, which I choose to race in, because I do have a little bit more surrounding view, especially when still being on single screen. So here are the lights. And I missed that start somewhat. Give me space. Really important to not be too impatient through that run here. So I do need some little draft in order to defend. That's gonna work nicely, because I'm gonna go to the inside in order to defend. And I stay there. So we somewhat survived the start there, despite having a little contact that was being noted. Alright, don't touch that inside curb there of Luffield, that is, I think. Brendan, that's an interesting question, but I have to say really that there is no some sort of key point where to look at in Motec files, because really that Motec files are providing a lot of information anyway, so it's whatever you're looking for, you may find it. Literally there's everything available information-wise on Motec, so it's not a single sheet or a single thing you're looking at it. You can also create some drawed lines because of calculations, or with calculations in the background. They will tell you a different story of other things, so you can utilize it and personalize it in any way to make it suitable for your specific use. As we're somewhat settled in that 8th position now, and now we just need to see if we can stay in that position and stabilize on the gaps. As I still feel the car to be too understeery in some occasions. You never know what's going to happen there in the front as well. As you can see, battling going on. Yeah, I got tons of oversteer, understeer, you can say. as now Jack is already again into the draft of me. As I'm not really able to creep away here at the front. So I will find myself being defending at some point from the guys behind. And I really need to work better on the brakes, since they can turn me around into some corners quite good, if operated correctly. And this also means like staying considerably in the same gap to the guys ahead there. But this still needs to be improved. Don't spin. Oh no, that really didn't help the speed. And that is an off track, and that's not only an off track but also a disadvantage in exit speed. So there's our first incident. And this guy behind me is really somewhat impatient, I have to say. Oh dear. Yeah, that was great contact. Probably being caused by me. But to my liking, I got squeezed quite badly as well. Yeah, nevertheless, I think I'm now massively lacking a downforce B, top speed. So we're gonna drop out the points or the top 10 quite soon now. Yeah, there you go. Zero chance I can do. and now it's all about, I don't want to call it damage limitation, that's the wrong word, because I can't limit any damage right now. Damage is done, with the car now being completely broken, because all those guys definitely aren't as quick, but I mean, you see it in the time delta as well. There's literally now nothing I can do, since I'm just passed regularly. So all I can do now is try to finish that race with a broken car and not lose too much ground or not get more incidents. And already the incident count is to a rate where points gonna be deducted from the license. As you can see, nothing I can do. Yeah, and I won't be any stupid now, getting in there, holding my nose in or something. I think there was also some kind of broken netcord going on again, since the guy I crashed with definitely, I mean, there was contact visibly as well, but this is no fun at all. It's like really sitting in a GP2 car where you got Formula 1 moving around. There's no downforce, there's no grip, there's no top speed, nothing literally. And this is the bad news of this race then. Since now rating wise are gonna be very low. I mean, being in the top split last time and coming 7th just meant to be -6 or +6 on the iRating, and I was incident free there and being in P7, and the license was somewhat good at that point obviously, but now we have also 6 notifications on the license already, and I just got no grip. I need to give way to like literally everyone. So stay on the outside, give the room there, and then look to the left and I think this was the guy behind me is now the guy that spun on the gravel. So you now see him behind me, and I promise you by Cobb's corner he's gonna be at least beside me or already past. There you go. Look at the time delta. It just climbs for no reason. Oh, Alex, on which Twitch he did donate that, I can expect him to do so. Some G2 guy. Who's that G2 guy though? Is it Sembolog Basi he donated to 1,000 euros to? Hey Mao. Yes, I tried virtual reality at Sim Racing Expo. And for me currently it's just a gimmick, just a toy, just something to play with. I think the best VR experience you got on the motion rig, if the motion rig is somewhat decent. Because then really you feel like really being sitting inside the car, having all the G-forces being simulated to your butt, and being in VR, then that's the real racing experience. Other than that, I think VR is not ready yet, so I'm definitely waiting for the next generations. And I then hope that with the next generation things will look good. There is no front end grip whatsoever. I mean, I'm just for my fastest lap in the race, I already lose 1 second in Cobb's corner, and I'm not really going super slow or super patient through there. I'm just trying to be as fast as possible, but as you can see, we've not just finished the old first sector, and we're like 2.5 seconds down on our PB, and that's really what's hurting. So, talking about that VR topic, yes, definitely, it's a fun thing, but nothing I would consider serious racing with. Right, so what's our other plans for tonight? We still have some time left today, so we're gonna hop back into rFactor 2 servers and do some further testing for the Formula Sim Racing Winter Series, which is about to kick off on the upcoming Saturday, 3 PM GMT. That's when the race will, Central European times at 2 PM GMT. That's when the race will start. Gonna be a 2-race event, a 30-minute feature race with a mandatory pit stop, and a 15-minute sprint race with the top 10 to start in reversed order. So we're gonna definitely do some more practice on there. So the good story about this race is we aren't dead last. The bad story is we're in P18, and we're gonna lose massively to our iRacing. I should probably not care. And I got time to reply to that. It's funny how that guy really anyway, I'm gonna leave him talk. Well, yeah, anyway, I mean, you could start argue whether this Stowe corner is a good spot to overtake someone around the outside you never raced with. Sometimes even I do not try overtaking around the outside in FSR. As I'm just cruising home now, I mean, there's no point anyway in pushing whatsoever. The really dead last guy is some kind of miles behind, and the gap looks somewhat decent. As now the front tires are giving up on grip as well, so it's gonna be a considerably pain very soon. So I'm actually happy to go to finish quite soon as well. I think there's just 3 laps left for me. So leaders have just entered the final 2 laps. I think this layout is from 1991, no, 1999 and 1998, something like that. So it's before the 2000s, I think. Since Formula 1 definitely used. Oh, it's not before the 2000. It's before 2008. I mean, the track layouts were different over the years. But I think the layout we raced it right there was available till 2008 or something. Yeah, exactly. Cook Racing. That's exactly what I thought too. I think the last race on the old layout was 2008. Because I remember Massa spinning a lot down the bridge after that chicane where we go flat out through the inside in rain conditions. In the car he almost got the championship in the end. That's what I do remember here. Either it was 2007 or 2008. Wasn't it that race where it was Felipe Stay Cool, maybe? The Rob Smedley call on the radio. Either of 1-2 years it was. So we just got a lap and a half to go, and then I'm considerably happy to get out of that car, which is only able to do like 42s, but I do them quite consistently, I have to say. So we're coming around final corner to put in another 142, I assume. 142.4, there you go. So after the crash we had some decent and consistent lap times, considering the damage on the car. Oh really, was it 2009? I don't really know, but the thing I really remember is that Massa spun around in foggy and rainy conditions in Silverstone in the race like ridiculously often as well. What happens there? Slow car ahead, probably out of fuel, taking 15 liters, which is not enough to the finish. So that's a gifted place to us, out of nowhere. So it's just P17 in the end, as if this would help us on the rating. Won't help on the license anyway. So guys, stay tuned, as there is another testing session coming up in the Formula Sim Racing Winter Series GP3 car, and that server's actually free to join. It's the Formula Sim Racing Net number 3. And if you want to still get in touch with that car and maybe even join the Formula Sim Racing Winter Series, feel free to do so, as it is a free to enter series. So that's P17 in the end. And I won't stay long on that lobby here. Still, I think the car needs some improvement, so the very next time I'm gonna go out on iRacing, I'm gonna invest a little bit more time into the setup, because that really felt like being improvable. So yeah, we were racing in the top split. I'm not sure whether the results are already updated yet. Great stuff, James. So you're building your own PC currently. How is it going? As you said, you're just missing the graphics card. Hope that's fine. Just make sure to run a decent setup in terms of graphics. rFactor 2 posted some suggestions on their Facebook site, I think, about what would be a decent values on the graphic settings if you have any issues. As we still wait for this session to finally process in the end, and then I hope we're going to be considerably happy with the values we got on there. So as I'm down on my screen again, I can already interactive with the chat. Yeah, it could have been on Twitter maybe as well, Alex. I do not really know. Sometimes I even get mixed up with all that social media stuff going on. So it just looks like the Formula Renault session has not really processed yet. Now it should be done. So look for us now. There you go. And we kinda lost some good rating. We even climbed a bit on the license, which is a little bit of a surprise to me because I think 6 incidents is quite a lot though. But yeah, looking at the strength of field, 2692, and well, we could have been right here in P10. This guy obviously was in our range and gained some rating. This guy as well, Tom Depke. Even that 2400 guy still gained rating. So yeah, being a little bit more up there definitely would have helped us. So where is that guy that complained about me, Jack? Well, yes. I mean, his license is a little bit. I mean, yes, it's a B license, and I got the C license, but the number stands for a very low safety record currently. Anyway, I don't gonna talk more about that. So, guys, if you stay tuned, I'm gonna be back in a very few minutes with some further racing, maybe. Need to check some other things because lately my rFactor 2 was a little bit blocked by the antivirus. So, I'll try to fix that in a minute, and I'll be right back. See you guys racing there. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, I would appreciate if you like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Interact with the show. Support me here. Watch my social media pages as they are in the description. And yeah, I hope to see you guys back on my stream very soon. So, I wish you guys a nice weekend coming up tomorrow. And yeah, some further racing there. Goodbye.